Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Music Talks podcast. I'm your host, Bobby Rose. So if you've been following this channel for a while now, you'll know that I love talking to different people about the different points in the music industry. So interestingly, today I have one of the most intelligent friends that I've ever met in university. And she is a jazz pianist, she's a singer, she's a composer. I've worked with her on a few projects during my Bachelor of Music degree years in UPM. And if you are interested, the song that you just listened to, that was made by her. We'll talk about how she dawns on these different personas in creating music and performing music and singing. And maybe, I don't know, if she dances as well. Do you dance? I don't know.
No.
Okay. So ladies and gentlemen, Miss Bernie Chong. Hey.
Hi, Bobby. Great to see you again.
Yeah.
Yeah. So many months already.
Yeah. Like, no joke. MCO is just... Oh. Okay, so before we start, I just want to ask, what's up with that song? Like, what is Breeze?
If you notice, it's kind of something like very chill beats. Something it's after you listen to it, you will feel very chill. It's not the ordinary EDM, I suppose, because I this was one of the beat that I have to create it during my internship, and I let my supervisor to check it, and I asked him, actually, what genre is this beat? And then he said it's something like chill, and then quite good to write top line. I mean, like to perform top line on top of it. And actually, this beat I made it on the day that my grandmother was passed away. So it's very I didn't expect it. I did it in the morning, then she passed away at night. So I dedicate this beat to her.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah. So ladies and gentlemen, that right there, that's one of the touching points of music, how it can relate to us all, even on an intimate level. Okay, so what have you been up to, like, since, I don't know, last we met, like during MCO, and you just finished internship, you just finished studying. Yeah.
I'm jobless now, but I I did some production on my own, like creating the beats that you just listened just now. Some EDM beats, some not so EDM beats, and also doing my own song cover in Chinese, Japanese, and also Cantonese. So I had quite a good time to arrange songs, and I think it's instrumental or as an accompaniment part for my vocal part, my vocal cover. Yeah. So yeah, I learned a lot from all these process. Yes.
So is there actually a difference between Haiyan and Bernie Chong? Is Haiyan the western part of the world, Bernie Chong is eastern part of the world? Is that how it works?
If that's the case, I suppose Haiyan is more to the eastern part of the world.
Oh yeah, okay, actually that's fair.
Bernie Chong is like the Malaysia one.
Okay.
The Malaysia version of Bernie Chong. Yeah. So Haiyan is mainly for production. That can express my ideas by using music.
So was this music production, right, like making songs, was it always on your like plan in life? Because
no, not really.
Yeah, because I do remember, like, one of the things that I fondly remember about you is that you did you have to help me, you have to remind me on this one. Your FYP is something about research in orchestra, and then you were looking more into the arrangement side, right? So I'm curious, did you plan to do your FYP because you like to create songs, or is it just not related at all?
I the reason that I do my FYP under that title is sketches of music, something like that. I cannot remember my title also. Inspired by Joe Hisaishi and the Romantic Period composer, because I talked to Dr. Chong, which is my mentor, my jazz piano lecturer before. He said, I told him my ultimate dream is to create something or compose music. And I didn't even think of using the orchestra, So he said, why not? Just how do I say that? Just include it in your FYP. Yeah, just use your FYP, use the chance to do it. And then I said, I don't think I have the talent. He said, you have to know everything. You have to learn one. It's not like you got the talent, then you can do already. So it's more of the effort side. You have to pay effort to make effort to do this thing, I was like, oh, okay. Then who should I under? He said, you can under me. Wow, then I got the motivation to start my FYP. Yeah, so something I also like to listen to orchestra music, especially film scoring. Also the trailer music. So I'm very, how do I say, very passionate in making music by using the orchestra, because the possibility is so huge. You can create so many songs by using the orchestra.
Right, yeah. So, just for clarification, ladies and gentlemen, Professor Dr. Chong is a lecturer in UPM, and his name has been mentioned a lot of times. If you know me by now, I do love jazz, and he's one of the big names that keeps coming up. He's a jazz lecturer in UPM. Well, he's a everything lecturer, I guess, in the music department. And yeah, he was the supervisor for Bernie. So you're saying that the essence of your life principle, right, is just to make music. That's your goal. No matter if it's like trio or 50 people or 100 people, your goal is to make music. Right?
Make the music that I like, that I enjoy.
Okay.
My main concern is the process. If I enjoy a lot in the process of making the music, then I feel very satisfied. Yeah, it's the process that matters.
Is there a situation where you're just playing something and you just hit it and then you just get out? You just throw it away, delete the whole file.
Oh, I cannot delete. This is my effort. Then if I delete it, I might want to record it, or I might want to listen back to my previous music, so that I can make comparison between the future music and the music that I've made in the past, so to see my improvement. So I have been listening to the old covers and the new covers, and I make comparison between them, and I found that actually there's some good quality in the old cover. It's like I'm singing more bold than now. Sometimes I feel like I lost the quality from how I sing in the past. Yeah, so maybe it's time for me to polish my singing skill, further polishing my singing skill by listening to the old covers. So for music making, it's the same also, I think. So I will keep every file. That's why I need more hard disk, and always not enough space for me to save all my files.
Yeah. And I will just imagine, I know it feels like at least on my side, I work with 4K files, and that's already big enough. But if for you, you work with Wave. Wave is smaller than 4K videos, and yet you are still full. That shows how many times that you do it. compared to if I do it 10 times, you've done it 100 times. That's why it's full for you. I mean, like, yeah. But
Music making.
is it because you went through you know, like during your high school, you were musically innocent, and then you went through like formal music training and then with degree and all, so you changed your musical personality? Because I'm trying to understand, if do you like put on different personas when you do a cover, and then when you perform an original song, versus like when you have to sit down and do a final exam or a recital or something like that? Is there like different sides of you?
Mm, I think for the final exam, I'm more obedient because we have marks for the exam, right? I cannot like simply write the answer.
That's true. That's true.
By following my creativity. Then for music making, I think I'm more adventurous and more ambitious, and like not that restricted to rules, I think, because I don't like to follow rules. And um, even though I learn from YouTube and follow their tutorial, then after that I will find my own way to do things to make my music.
What you did mention that there was a quality that's missing. Is it? Are you on a journey like finding back that quality from the past that you are trying to find again now?
I think the reason that I'm losing this quality is also because of the choice of song I cover. Because like back in 2013, 2012, I used to listen to Japanese song a lot. So their song they are more powerful. So back to that time, I'm still young, and I like to I like to imitate people singing. And I feel like my imitation skill is quite strong. So I like to imitate people, and I learn by imitating others. So back to that time, I always imitate the J-pop song, then the J-rock side, yeah, those kind of songs, because they sing by using different technique. And now I sing more like ballad, ballad, or like maybe a piano accompaniment only, then with one vocal and one piano. Yeah, that's all. So, for the song in the past that I've covered, I think I can describe them as bold. my singing, my singing is more bold, wilder. Now it's like not that wild already. Maybe I'm old already. I cannot do so wild. Cannot sing so wild.
No, because, and it's interesting when you put it. You know, it's more piano and vocals, or just you know, compared to the wilder days before. But I'm just wondering, did you intentionally move away or move closer to the mainstream side? Because like nowadays mainstream music is more piano, very less instruments, like the drum is just tuk, 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 and then all the vocals on the top. So did you accidentally or intentionally just like go into the mainstream side?
I
Maybe?
accidentally go into it because now the music are mostly minimal, right? So they only have one instrument and one vocal, or just like what you said just now, the drum pattern is tuk, 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 tuk. So I'm not sure what happened to me, but I just dive into it. I think the main reason is I've stopped listening to Japanese song since I entered the university. Yeah, the last Japanese artist that I followed, I've listened to a song is Eme.
Yeah.
Quite famous, Eme. So after that,
Guilty Crown.
then no more. Fate Stay Night, Fate Zero.
Oh, the Fate series, yeah.
Yeah. Fate Zero, I think Fate Zero. So I'm more towards the orchestral music. It's like because I found that the epic music can impress me more than the J-pop songs. So even though the J-pop song they might have a string arrangement or any other thing, but the orchestral music is so powerful. So I've been thinking of can I make it? Can I make something that is very powerful and maybe like after people listening to it, you'll be like, wow, this music, wow, the epic feel, yeah. Mm.
It's very interesting how like a lot of your influence like came together with the J-pop side, and then I won't say J-pop even, like J-rock, that Japanese music, and then all the orchestra side, and then even your jazz playing in university, it blended together, and then now it comes out the other side very different. Which is like you say like your for your like your boss mentioned, is like very EDM, very lo-fi, very techno or something like that. So how? Like how did it happen?
I'm not sure how did it happen also. Just I've tried a lot of things. I mean, like for these 4 years of studies, I think it's the period that I tried the most genre of music in my life, like jazz. After that, then what? Before that was J-pop, J-rock, then jazz, then Mandarin pop also, the Mandarin song, and then orchestra song, lastly EDM, and now I combine them all together. But I think when I make the music, I apply the techniques or the principle that I have learned from a certain genre of music into my music. So they just come naturally.
Yeah, so it's not like you enter the song, okay, I'm going to make this song orchestra or whatever. You just the elements, the techniques that you created, it's like you have a different kinds of sugar, different kinds of coffee, different kinds of milk, and then you just pick this one because this milk I choose because orchestra, this sugar I choose because Japan. But you don't go into like, okay, today I'm going to make a song using orchestra, right? You don't. So do you think
definitely not like separately, like, oh, I have to make the orchestra song today, or I have to make the Japanese song today? No.
And then the next day you have to blend together or whatever. No, right? It's just so would that be the same for like other people that listen to a lot of different songs? They don't. I want to make a song like I don't know, whatever is mainstream today. Like I want to make an Ed Sheeran song.
I think for a song that a person made, it might have a few genre in it, but they don't realize it because like maybe some people they will write score for piano, but then it's a piano song, right? But then in his song, it has the Japanese influence or the Chinese, the Western side of influence.
Yeah.
So I think everybody's music will have a lot of influence inside their music to form their musical personality.
Okay. So in other words, one way that Miss Bernie Chong is actually explaining that nobody wants to make EDM music. It just accidentally happens. So you were talking about making epic kinds of scores, epic kinds of music, right? And yet at the same time you call it songs. So I know since we are music students, music people, ladies and gentlemen, music people just have this thing where we create songs, or we create music, we create pieces, we create jazz tunes, and we create classical concertos and whatever, but we rarely create songs, right? But at the same time, because from what I understand, songs are only music that has vocal lines and so on. But the breeze that we were listening to, the breeze piece that technically there is no vocal lines. So I don't want to get into the technical discussion of what is a song, what is the philosophy, why is a song. No, I want to ask like, how do you consider yourself music production person rather than a composer? Why do you always talk about, oh, I produce music, I produce different kinds of songs, and all the audio production, but you never want to mention songwriter or whatever?
Because for every song that I have composed, I've created, I mix and master them all by myself. So I always refer it to production, music production rather than music composing. Yeah, for me, I think because I like producing things. I like to deal with audio a lot. So after I've completed after I've composed the music or I've arranged the music using the VST, I will, even though I'm lazy, somehow I will go and edit my audio file. I will go and tweak and mix them to make my ear feel comfortable. Because without the mixing and the mastering, I feel like I still lack of something and it's not complete. Yeah, so I refer them as the production side to make the music more decent and presentable, not a rough idea like just throw it out and let people listen. Refine them.
So what is your first goal actually? Your first goal is to produce music or to make a song?
Are we talking about the song is something that must have vocal lines?
No, I mean like for you generally, right? Like is your goal to make songs? Because I'm still trying to understand like your incentive for your internship and your workplace. Do you make a song because you have to make a song, or do you make a song because do you make a song because you have to produce something, or do you produce something because you want to create this song and like you said you wanted to make a kind of music that's epic and all, right? So which one comes first? Which priority comes first?
Initially was I made the song because it's my duty. Then after that, after I've get used to the EDM music and I've digested the EDM music, then I make the song because I like it, because I found my interest in it. So for every new genre that I encounter, I think the process is almost the same. Is at first because I'm still in my comfort zone now. If I want to jump out of my comfort zone, I have to dive into another genre of music. So at first I will be very struggling to start a new genre of music, to compose, to make a new genre of music, because I have to listen to a lot of songs before I can do anything, and then to analyze the song structure, the technique, the sound effect that they use, and after that only I can digest the song before I make it using my own way.
Right.
So then after I've get used to this long process, then I will slowly fall in love with the genre of music that I'm making. So before this is make for duty. After that is getting used to the genre of song is make music because of interest.
Right. Yeah. So you, I don't know, on average you make like one song a month, right? One song 2 weeks or 2 songs a month, right?
It depends. If I have idea, then I will make it real quick. Actually, for the beat, I can finish them one beat, like the complete beat, 2 minutes, 3 minutes in one day's time. A few hours lah.
Yeah.
So if I have the ideas and inspiration, I can do it every day. But actually, it's very tiring for me. So after doing one beat, I will rest for quite some time before creating the new beat. So average maybe 2 weeks, one beat.
Yeah.
One beat in 2 weeks time. Because I cover other songs as well. So many music to create. song cover, beats, and then orchestra. So depends on my mood. See which one do I want to do.
Yeah. So and what's your goal after this? Like with
Continue
all
to
this,
produce.
yeah, with all these songs that you produce and then you've made. So what's your goal after this? Where are you going after this?
Continue to produce more song and put it on other platform so that I can expose myself. And actually, I hope to enter music studio and work. Recording studio, music studio. But I haven't get the chance to enter. So right now, just polish myself, practice. I see this music production as a practice for myself.
Yeah. And it's so inspiring because from this past how long we've been talking, you've been talking about an educational perspective. You learn and then you pick up on the new elements. Okay, that's the education, and then you are doing it as part of it's your life, as in like internship, and then hopefully for work later on. So it's part of your income, and then on the side you do want to learn about all the background, like being behind the scene and editing everything. So that's part of your job. And then you are planning to go into the entertainment industry anyways. So you blend in everything. So I'm just trying to gauge like your end goal, right? You're just gonna make 1,000 songs over the span of 10 years.
Ultimate goal.
Yeah, like what's your, because like now it's 2 songs a month, and then in 3 years it will be like 4 songs a month, and then like 10 years it will just be like today the whole day, okay, then finish 1 song, then tomorrow the whole day finish 1 song. Like
hopefully that, right? but actually I hope that I can enter the company and make original soundtrack for drama or movie film scoring. So yeah, maybe I should practice and make like 1 song per day soon.
Yeah,
1 song per day, then 30 days, then 30 songs already.
So let me just ask you a personal question. Like, is there a viable option for that? Like in Malaysia, in how the world is working now, and people are slowly getting back to vaccines, and we're going back to normal. Like, is that everyday ambition that music people have? Do you think?
You mean making music every day?
See, yeah, that's the thing. End of the day is making music, but the question is for what though, right? If you just want to make music for yourself, then what's your goal? Yeah, and then you said like you want to make for films, you want to make for the movie industry, the film industry, the TV industry, whatever. And then other people are making music to teach other people. Okay, like I'm going to make an etude, and then you learn, and then you can improve your skill. But this film side, this making movie for film scoring in Malaysia, right? Is it a viable option for like the next generation to come? Or is it a very personal thing that you really have to want it and then you do it? It's not really you train new people to.
So I'm scoring in Malaysia.
Yeah.
I personally think that the how do I say that? The market is not as big as I have expected before. Not like the Chinese market or the Hong Kong, like TVB. Chinese, they got a lot of drama. In Hong Kong, we have TVB. So I'm also not very familiar with Malaysia's movie industry. But then I have the dream to make it. Yeah. I wish that I can make it, because I believe once I enter the industry, and then I will get to know more rather than just by listening to others' opinions and others telling me how.
Yeah. And
Sorry for not answering your question.
no, it's totally fine. So I guess that's the end goal. I guess you answered the question. The end goal is that there is no end goal. The end goal is you have made this ultimate masterpiece, or you have made this ultimate, I don't know, album or EP, and then you don't stop. You keep making. And then you have a new goal. Then you have a new goal. I think that's the idea of being a music person, right? Or a creative arts person. Like it's that thirst for wanting to make new things again and again and again.
Yes, and to challenge yourself, challenge oneself, challenge myself. To challenge myself whether I can make it like how the professional do. Can I make the song sounds like how the professional audio engineer do in the industry? So I always like to challenge myself and try as many times as I can.
Yeah.
To get the product that I'm satisfied with. To be honest, my cover before this, I have never been satisfied with all these covers. Every time I have something to pick, like this one cannot. At this second, the vocal is not good. And then at this second, the accompaniment is not very good. And the EQ something.
Yeah. Always a self-critic.
Very picky.
Yeah. And I guess that's the inspiring message that we should put out to people. Sometimes it's not about, especially in you've been going through this because of internship and because the state of the world that we're in right now. We just want to go back to that music, I guess. It's that scene of being overwhelmed with so many elements. I mean, like for you, it's like samples and sounds, but it's those different sounds that you just want to take here, and then make this new thing. And then you fix it. Okay, now you keep it into, like you put it into your drawer, and then let's make a new one, right? I guess, end of the day, that is the take-home message. It's just fun. It's just fulfilling. It's just something that everybody needs to do, the creation part. So, ladies and gentlemen, we do hope that you feel inspired and encouraged after listening to this podcast, listening to this session of Bernie's journey in her life from 15. Now you are 35. It's been
24. 24.
Okay, haven't hit her 30s yet. But yeah, we thank you for listening to this episode. And if you do have any thoughts, any questions, any interest, and if you want to share about, actually I feel the same way, do let us know. Send us an email, drop us a text. I can pass on the message to Bernie, and maybe in a future episode she can answer some of the questions that you shoot at us. But until then, make sure you just take up the routine of just making new things, one song a day, or one song a month, one song a year. No, I mean one song a year is one song a week, or one song every 2 weeks. Exactly like she said. Eventually, it's fulfilling, it's fun, and it's the practice of doing again and again. And that is something that I believe at least everybody should strive for. So thank you so much, and stay safe. And if you haven't already, check out the other episodes of the Music Talks podcast. And until then, I'm your host, Bobby Rose. See you.